Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another week. It's been what? Is it a week, 2 weeks since women's football?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. Last week, FA
Because
Cup.
obviously we had to let Arsenal catch up to see if they could steal the title for Man City, but they didn't. So before the game week started, we had champions in Man City. So congratulations to Man City. They are the WSL champions for the first time in 10 years. But thankfully, this game week still gave us a lot. There were last-minute winners. There were hammer-ins. There were tight games between teams trying to get into Champions League, even though they had no chance, but still.
Leave off.
They were trying to get into the Champions League. They gave up on that in March.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, Arsenal ruthlessly taking second. And he had a goodbye to many players. And Sam Kerr being one after breaking another record. And obviously, you yourself losing Katie McCabe from Arsenal.
Yeah. McCabe, Pelova went as well.
Yeah.
And
Man City lost Laura Coombs. So, yeah, as I said already, with some of the names that are missing, you've also got Millie Bright that's missing. And you've got another player missing from your team, right? Well, not missing, that's leaving, let's just say.
We're leaving, yeah. Best me's leaving. And from what I heard, she might be going to Man City.
Yeah, and from what I watched, when they asked Bunny Shaw, "Are you saying that you're going?" She gave the answer, "Well, I can only deal with what I can deal with at the moment."
Yeah, that's cryptic.
So, that means no, bro.
That 1 million offer from Chelsea might be too tempting for her to turn down.
That's big monies.
They've got Mary Fowler. Mary Fowler coming from an ACL, played well today. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of changes for next season. Anyone going for Man United?
Not off my head, but just on the transfers. I know Mary Epps, she left in kind of like a real controversial way, and she might be coming back to the London Lionesses. So
you see, they've got so much money, that team.
Yeah, they have. I got a feeling we're going to have to be watching them next season because there were some games this season you could see that, they were at it and they made some marquee signings that let you know that, once they gel, we could be looking at another force in the WSL. Yeah, literally.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. It could be a full storm.
These guys, listen, I'm still there, He's thinking, don't watch my team.
No, it's not that. Like, listen, we know they got some cold players. They got some talent. Their problem is consistency, because there's a lot of times they go off the boil, man. And as we know, those teams at the top, they're a cut above those teams that are underneath. So it's not even like if they were challenging for like Europe and stuff like that, then I'd kind of hear it, but. It's a lot to jump all of those places to be challenging for a title, but they are a good side and they do have some very good players, which we're going to talk about later, I suppose.
Yeah. So as we've said, we'll end it there. The end of the era players. Obviously, we've mentioned Laura Coombs, we've mentioned Sam Kerr, McCabe, Beth England. So congratulations, obviously, and Millie Bright. Congratulations to them. For those who are retiring, well done in your careers. And for those who are not, and they're just moving on, we'll see where they land next season. But we'll move on to Man City's coronation. And boy, it was a walk in the park for them, to be completely honest. There wasn't much resistance from West Ham. Although the goal they scored was very good. A very, very good goal.
Do you know what? Towards the end of the first half and at the beginning of the second half, West Ham were battling a bit. They did look like they could get into the game, because at that point it was only 1-0.
Yeah.
But then City just did City things, man. Bunny Shaw turned up to the dance and said, "This dance is done. Stop banging on the damn furnace."
Yeah. But her celebration is what made me think she's leaving, because she did this, she's doing this.
Yeah.
You don't do that if you're staying. You don't do that.
She weren't proper celebrating, innit? She was just like,
she
just giving
really
him on the side eye.
She was like, sorry, I'm going to take the money. I'm sorry, I need the money. Who doesn't get that much money? But she was like, I'm going to take the money, so don't hate me. Well, I don't think they can help.
I don't think they can hate her, man. She single-handedly kind of gave them their first league title, man. In how long?
10 years.
10 years, bro. On the record, she's the first female player to get 20 goals in 3 separate seasons.
See it there.
You can see why you'd be upset of her leaving, especially if she stays in the WSL. But at the same time, you've enjoyed a lot. She's broken records playing for Man City. And
Miedema's going to miss her.
Yeah, she will. But who knows? Like I said previously, Mary Fowler might be the one to step in and step up. Carolyn might have a better season next season. They've got stars, man. They've got stars. But to end off, not the segment. Huh?
20 goals a season is a hard. 20 goals a season is a lot to replace,
bruv. Yeah, it is. It is. But for her to finish on 21 is nice. But I think a nice moment was Coombs, who obviously we mentioned that was retiring. Yeah. She scored the 4th goal, and got a slight deflection, but it was a nice goal. It was a nice goal for her to score. And listen, Man City got 55 points, matched their best ever points haul. So credit to them. Also brought up 100 goals. No, sorry. 100 goal contributions in 93 appearances.
Boy.
100 goal contributions in 93 appearances.
That's FIFA stats, bro.
That's why she's getting that big money, bro. Stats. That's why she's getting that big money. That's why they're offering them that contract there. You get me? And if you were, to be fair, if you're City, you'd do everything you can to keep her. You got at least match it.
Yeah, you have to.
At least. Because you could repeat. I know Chelsea are Chelsea, but there's nothing saying that you couldn't repeat.
They're losing their star striker in Kerr, and they've lost their captain in Millie Bright, so that's 2 stalwarts that they've lost. So yeah, I agree with you. If you're Man City, you got to say we'll give you $1 million too. We'll give you whatever you want. But also, there's the living in London might be different. As long as they always say that about in the men's game, living in London is better than living here and there. It could be the same. Her chance, she's been in Manchester for however long. She might want to live in London and experience that.
Maybe.
Change the scenery.
Yeah, maybe, and Bonpastor is a serious manager.
But I think it's about the winning things, isn't it? Because if you could win things at City, and you could win if you thought you could win the Champions League there, they've won most of the stuff they could win this season.
Yeah,
they won the cup last week.
Did they win the final last week? That's the semi.
They did.
So they've still got the final.
Oh, sorry. You know, it was a semi. Yeah, it was a semi.
Yeah, they've still got the final to come.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's likely they're going to do the double this season.
Yeah. So, and it's Chelsea, innit? No, sorry, they beat Chelsea. We lost to...
They knocked Chelsea out.
Yeah,
we lost to Brighton.
We lost to Brighton, so it's Brighton they've got to play in the final. And I fancy them to beat Brighton easily.
Yeah, I think so.
So, worthy champions, in all honesty. It should have been, without a little international break hiccups, it should have been a lot clearer. But let's see how they get on next season with Champions League. It's always a bit different. Being able to do the Wednesday, Saturday little number. But their manager's done well, man. The manager's done well. And we'll discuss him later on towards the end of the show, because we will be doing our player of the season, our young player of the season, and our manager of the season. So, we move on to the next game. Ironically, there's 2 of us involved. I say involved. We were hardly involved.
There was only one team, bro.
we were just at Anfield, and I always feel like I'm being really harsh on Liverpool ladies, but it's just where we are, innit? Like, we're not at the level of Arsenal, of Man United, of Chelsea, and Man City, and it burns me that we're not. But I can't be sentimental yet. I want wins, and I really hope next season. there's an improvement because the game was over in 30 odd minutes for us, completely over. And I think you had 22 shots, not all on target. We had 22 shots on goal, and it could have been even worse for us. Because when I look at the stats, XG 2.61, 22 shots, as I said, 10 on target. You had 43 touches in our box.
Yeah, that's mad.
It's mad, bro. Bear in mind, in a game.
Okay.
But bear in mind, we had 6 touches in their half all game. They had 6 big chances and missed 4. We had 1 big chance and took it, which is the goal from Shaw. But listen, we're talking about player of the season later on. Your striker, Russo, she's had a great season.
Yeah,
she's had a great season.
She has a fantastic season.
What's your talk on the game and your season so far?
So if I go the season first, I think the problem that we've had this season is we drew too many games. The difference between us and City lost 3 games. We lost 1.
Mad, isn't it?
3? Yeah, we only lost 1 game this season. The rest of it, too many draws. I think it's like 6 draws in there.
Yeah, 6 draws, 1 defeat. Man City had 1 draw, 3 defeats, but they won 18.
That's the difference. You can't draw that many games, and there were some times where maybe we was a bit lackluster in attack, but we have got a lot of quality in attack. We got Olivia Smith, you've got Russo, Blackstenius, Chloe Kelly, Beth Mead at the time. She's not going to be there, but it's just sometimes it wasn't ticking enough. It was a lot of passing, but we just wasn't clinical in front of goal, and that's what kind of cost us. That's what did cost us this season, because that draw against Brighton is what kind of gave Man City the lead, their title. Yeah, they
encapsulated your season. It encapsulated your season, really.
Yeah, it really does. Because we could have been outside in that game, but in this game, it was an end of the season game to me. And we just came to just finish the season off and give a farewell to give a farewell to a couple of players. You get me? And that's what it seemed like. It just seemed like one of those games that you get where both teams are kind of on holiday, and really our quality just kind of showed out, and we were able to finish you off inside half an hour with some. There were some good goals in there. And
the third goal,
the third goal was cold, and Caldente's goal was cold as well. Yeah, some nice play, and I think that with the first goal,
it's a good header.
Folk just didn't know.
No,
she didn't get it. No, she didn't touch it.
She didn't touch it.
She didn't touch it.
She didn't touch it. Yeah, she didn't touch it.
He got Russo. Russo got the goal.
It was Russo's cross, innit? Blackstenius missed it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was watching it. When I was watching it, and I was saying Russo scored. I was thinking, but Blackstenius headed it though.
Yeah,
he didn't even twig. Up to the night, I thought Russo headed it, and Blackstenius crossed it.
I think your second goal was the best one of them all, Bev. To be fair, because the way that was it Mariona.
Mariona.
Yeah, Mariona. Yeah, she absolutely strummed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCabe got an assist on a last game, but that's Caldente's that kind of player. She does control the midfield.
She's a metronome.
We saw it when we saw her live. She's different class, completely different class. And yeah, she got a goal. And second half, we just kind of just took our foot off the gas. Really, I wanted Olivia Smith to get a goal against Liverpool because
she really got one, man.
Repay that £1 million.
She didn't deserve to get one at Anfield. No, she shouldn't get one at Anfield, bro. She got at Emirates. They'll be happy with that.
She could have had two. I will say that your goal, though, I think it was a bit of poor defending from us, but you took it well in the box, innit? There's too much ping pong in the box, and then you finished it. But at that point, the game's over.
Yes,
and there's nothing really left to do. I think it was just we needed to finish off the season. I think we needed to win anyway to secure second. And
you needed a point, I think.
Well, Yeah, but you just need to see the game out and nothing stupid. And and we did it. But you just kind of this season you kind of left wondering what if, because we finished second, we didn't win a trophy, got knocked out in the semis of the Champions League, didn't really do too well in the domestic cups and things like that. So next season they've got a lot of rebuilding to do because we've lost a lot of players. Because we've lost Zingsberger as well, the goalie. We lost Coldina. Pilova's gone, as we said. Beth Mead's gone. McCabe's gone. That's a lot of players that we've lost, and a lot of
experience,
senior players as well. Experience, that's the word I was looking for. A lot of experience gone. So if they want to rebuild and that's what they want to do, then it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do next season. But again, if we're going to compete on all fronts, we're going to need that similar kind of squad that we've had this season that is able to bring players off the bench, and so we can challenge on multiple fronts. Because I think Arsenal are overdue another a league title, and it's going to take some beating to get past the Chelsea and the Man City as well. Because we know what they're like if they start cooking.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So our season was terrible up until January. Like, we hadn't won a game. We had a little spell to get us off the bottom, but we've got so much work to do. A lot of the players that helped us through to 11th, I think quite a few of them are on loan. So they'll be going back. So we've got a lot of work to do over the summer. The bright side of things is, as the season went on, the players started to understand what he wanted. So it gives you hope that next season, that players that are there already, they'll understand what's needed, and we can improve. But we look so vulnerable. As soon as we lose a game, understandably, as soon as we lose a goal, understandably, things don't look good. But bright side, our goalkeeper, Jennifer Falk, really good goalkeeper, and prevented us from getting hammered. Well, it was a bit of a beating, but really beaten up today. So we'll see. Really disappointing season, but we're still in the league, so we've got another chance next year, and hopefully we can do a Tottenham and find ourselves flirting with European football. If we don't get it, we don't get it. But I want to see more wins. That's my aim. Next season, I want to see more wins. So we move on. Chelsea versus Man United. Kerr's last word at the bridge. And I was going to say it, but I let Lamont say it. The goal.
What a goal, bro. What a goal. What a way to sign off your final game for Chelsea as one of the leading. I think she levelled the amount of goals scored as a Chelsea forward in Kerr. And the ball whipped into her by the one and only Lauren James, and Kerr's just lost Laetitia, got in front of her, volleyed it, and there was nothing that Tullis Jones could do.
Sorry, cuz her movement was so sick.
Yeah,
well, she went backwards and then forward. She didn't know where she was.
Nope.
She had no idea.
And the problem is, obviously, when you're playing up top, if you can see the back of the defender's shirt, that's exactly where you want to be, because they can't see you. It's as simple as that. United weren't at the races. We had one opportunity in the second half that was, take by Mallard, and it just went over the bar. But outside of that, there wasn't nothing really noticeable. I think Park also provided an opportunity, and she had a really good game for us today, Park. Yeah.
But you see that kind of sums up United in a sentence for me, or in a vision for me. When you had not a lot going on in that game, but like the bit of skill that Park does on the byline when she loses the player, then whips it in, but then nothing comes of it, kind of sums up Man United season this for me. Like, there's moments of brilliance, but then there's not enough of it.
The funny thing is, what you were saying earlier on about going for the title and just having so many draws. Although that your probably quality surpasses United in terms of just the cohesion, how you've got all your players playing together. we've drawn so many games this season where we should have really have taken, and I'm not going to say too much about the Arsenal home and away game because I feel both of those were 0-0, but you can check that because I feel like we didn't really step up for those two games. But again, you kind of play to not concede, and if you're not scoring, you'll take the point and just go away with it because you'd argue that Arsenal are probably more superior. But there was other games like the Tottenham game, 3-3. Then we drew 0-0 with Tottenham. I think we drew with West Ham as well. And we drew with Brighton. And like games where I believe that we should have got some points out of, we didn't. And we're sitting fourth, no Champions League. I know we kind of had a little ha-ha joke at the beginning, but 22 games down the road is when it really matters. When you're at the end, you're like, oh, rah, them games that we got the 3 points out of, it makes a difference now. That 9 points isn't 9 points. It might be 8. It might be 1 point instead, and then it looks a little bit more respectable. But when it's 9 points, it kind of makes it, a little bit more embarrassing. You say to yourself, right, we've got to dust ourselves off, try again. But we have got no kind of, there's no chatter at the moment with anybody going in or out of the club. I know I've been calling Skinner's name more often than I haven't for the last couple of weeks, and you guys are like, come on, man. But obviously, I want my club to be in and amongst like some real kind of silverware. Champions League, we didn't really do much this season, but I'm hoping next season, when we've got no Champions League and we can focus on something like a little domestic run in one of the cups, and hopefully close the gap on the big three that are on top in City, Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yeah, it's like you guys are the noisy neighbours this time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than the way around. But listen, it was a good game though. Like, your season hasn't ended how you wanted it to, but it's still a progression. When you think about it, you've improved on last season in your performances. And there's still hope.
I don't know if they did, James.
I'm not sure about position. But I'm not sure about position, but there were some good games in there.
Well, we definitely didn't improve because we ain't got no Champions League.
Yeah.
So straight away, it's a,
true.
You know what I mean?
I was
going backwards
mocking.
a bit.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know you.
I don't know when to stop mocking.
Oh, Jane talking about Man United. One thing you can trust. One thing you can trust is Jane.
Not trusting, bro.
All right, cool. I'll be honest. Listen, it's not the season you wanted, obviously, which is why you're calling for Skinner. But you've got good young players, and was Shirley on loan? I can't remember if she's on loan, but if she's there to stay, she's promising. If she's not, then you've got to find some players for next season. But you still showed in glimpses that you've got what it takes. And like we said with Man City, it could be the fact that it was the Champions League. Having to deal with that Champions League is what drained you guys. And the positive is not a great positive because obviously all players want to play Champions League football. The positive of not playing Champions League could mean that you're ready for a WSL title.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But with that, you do need. We will need more quality. We definitely will need more quality up top. Because again, and even defensively, because Tallis Joyce can't do it all on her own.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There was a chance earlier on from Chelsea, just to kind of finish off. And this was just, I already knew what was going to happen in this game. And I think it's Carpenter, the right back, comes and she whips the ball, but it was a cross-come shot, bro, and it hits the post. I'm like, boy, this is what it's going to be about. And after that, it was just wave after wave after wave. Lauren James had a chance on the left-hand side where she was pretty much one-on-one. She beats the defender with ease. And Joyce stood her ground and managed to get a hand to it. I mean,
Kerr could have had a second.
Yeah.
Should have had a second.
She could have. Yeah, she should have, in fact.
Should have had a second.
She should have. Yeah. So, yeah, man. We were lucky enough to walk away with just 1-0. But to caveat it, City finished 4th last season, and they won the league. But then we don't have Bunny Shaw. So
I even forgot the what do you call it? The almost chance when she passed it instead of shooting when she was through on goal.
Yeah.
Boy. And obviously Hannah Hampton going off for England for the women for Chelsea could be a bit worrying for them. Well, hopefully it's not a bad injury. But to put a cap on your season, Manchester United closing to the season was frustrating, but competitive without being clinical. I think that's your season in a nutshell, really.
Yeah.
So we move on. Brighton versus Spurs. Obviously, Leon's not here, so he would have been happy to see his team win. But listen, the winning goal.
It was gifted.
It
was gifted.
Gifted, but you still got to finish it.
Yeah, do you know why I say it was gifted? Because if the keeper's coming out so far, she has to put it up high. She's misjudged the kick, and it's not even crossed the halfway line. The ball's fallen to Koga, and she was like a deer in the headlights. She didn't even realise what was going on. She looks up, keeper's way out in no man's land, and she just dinks it. And it looked like it was going off until it wasn't. And it was in the back of the net. Tottenham are 2-1 up, and it's in the second minute of injury time. So, yeah.
I wouldn't call it deer in headlights. You're taking away the quality of that goal, bruv.
No. To be honest, she shouldn't have.
Back as well,
Yeah, but mate, the keeper should have put that out.
Right,
at that late in the game, for me, that's a goalkeeping error. And
yeah, it is 100%.
It's a goalkeeping error, a massive one as well. And to not even get enough purchase to get over the halfway line, you've got to be it's disappointing. Do you know what I mean? They could have walked away with a point there, and they haven't. So
they could have walked away with a win because they conceded in the 81st minute.
Yeah, true.
Good
goal though. Do you know what? I thought that was a handball though. I had to look at it 3 or 4 times. I could have sworn when it popped up, it looked like it hit the hand, and then Holt just kind of turned and just hit it, and there was no keeper that was saving that. But I wasn't entirely sure whether or not. But no one intervened. So
listen, I'm not the guy to give Spurs any props, but I'm going to be honest and say that Spurs deserve to win because the goal that Brighton scored was against the run of play,
heavily.
And really and truly, Spurs should have been out of sight before they scored that goal. Tamberg had enough chances to score, and her shooting boots were not on. She had chenklotas on or sandals because she didn't have football boots on. It was a bit poor, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
she got herself in good positions, and she went wide. It was that, yeah. I just think that when I was watching the game, it was just wave after wave of Spurs attacking, and then
second half they came back into it. Brighton, to be fair, they
came back into it.
Yeah, they made it a bit more even.
But then it was still Spurs attacking, and then Brighton get their goal. And I'll just say that their goal came against the run of play, and then Spurs take their goals well. So I think that they were worthy winners of that game. And yeah, it comes in the last couple of minutes of the game and stuff like that. But I think if you was a Spurs fan, you would feel hard done by if that game had ended 1-0 or even 1-0. You'd have felt like you'd thrown points away.
To be fair, Brighton's minds are probably moving towards the cup final.
Yeah.
So you can't begrudge them. They're in the middle. They're no man's land on the pitch, in the table, and they got a cup final on the horizon. So listen, Haley's in good form for them. That's a good sign. So because they're going to need her. So we move on. Debut season statement finish. London City Lionesses, versus Aston Villa. That game. Talking about last minute heroics. Aston Villa, they score early, but this was the underdog success segment. I'd call it really, because London City dominated most of the game, but somehow found themselves behind to then Wilms' goal or deflected strike, to be honest. But the game got turned around through Daniel van der Donk, and then one of my favourite players this season, Freya Godfrey, in the 93rd minute. through the middle and just buries it. So it was a good, entertaining game, to be honest.
It was actually, yeah.
It was an entertaining game. Yeah, as you've already said it, Lamont, that they're going to be a threat next season if they continue to buy players, and with the likes of Mary Earps being linked heavily. We'll see how they do. But they've got good players, good young players. And then a manager that came in through the season, he's got them playing really good football. Really good football. So, like I said, good game. Go ahead.
You know, I was watching the game today, and I wasn't watching the game today, but when I was watching the game, Goodwin was a handful, and she should have scored a couple of goals. There were some good saves that the keeper did make, but I saw her and I'm thinking, if she was in another team, if she was at like a Man City or even a Man United, like she could cause problems for a lot of defenders. I don't think that they would like playing against her, because I think that if she starts adding a bit more goals to her game, she's gonna be a problem, because she's definitely a threat in front of goal, and she's definitely a handful. A lot of running in behind and stuff like that. I don't think defenders are gonna like playing against her.
Yeah, I agree.
Similar to the Spurs game, I think that this is a game where London City Lionesses were on top, and the goal that they conceded was against the run of play. And then when they did get their goal, it was a bit fortunate, and there was a little ping ball going in the box, and I think it was a bit poor defensively, but their quality kind of showed out really, and I think it's another deserved win for them.
Yeah, and also I think their 8 wins this season and 27 points is the highest points that a newly promoted team's ever got. We move on to the last game. Everton beat Leicester 1-0. No surprise there with the way Leicester have been performing. But the only surprise was it was only 1-0 and how late the goal came. Like Pacheco scores at the death.
Brosnan had to pull off some saves though, you know.
Yeah, she did.
Brosnan had to pull off some. She kept them in the game. I know a couple of them were her fault, but there was one. The mistake that she made when she comes out, she spreads herself, stops the shot, and then as another shot comes in, she pushes it over the bar. And there was another. I think there was a header. Was a chance at that where she's had to tip it around the post. She's made some epic saves in that game. She kept Everton in it, man.
Do you know what? That's not the first time we've said that on this show. To be fair, with Bronson, because to be fair,
there was the Chelsea game, innit?
You remember?
Yeah,
literally, they were sending shots when even when she couldn't see it, and she was saving them. So yeah, she's clearly got ability, but is it one of those ones where when she's in a game where there's large periods of not having the ball, is she going to be as effective?
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? Is it false economy, bro? I think me and Bevan spoke about this earlier on today, just about goalkeepers and just which ones are really good and which ones aren't really good. But yeah, man, so far, for me, she was player of the match by a distance.
But that game was end to end though. That was anybody's.
So the thing about this is now Leicester have to play Charlton in the playoff, and they've lost 11 straight games.
Who, Charlton?
No, I'm not proud of it. Charlton coming up.
I'm about to say
Charlton coming up. Leicester have lost 11 straight games. So are they going to be competitive enough? Do they know what a win feels like to go against Charlton, who obviously have been winning because they're on the way up? So it's going to be a big letdown if they go down. For Leicester in general, because obviously the men's team got relegated to League One, and then for the women's team to then get relegated as well, it wouldn't be good. But in the last point on it, Everton playing at Goodison, the first full season there after the men's team left. What a stadium for the women to have. So I'm really, really happy they've got that stadium for themselves. And they have got their third home win of the season. So obviously they'll be hoping that there'll be much more at such an iconic stadium. So yeah, it's been a busy day. Everyone played in the same day. Like I said, wins, losses, last minute winners. So we'll move on. Congratulations to Man City. Congratulations to Chelsea and Arsenal for reaching Champions League. And congratulations for Liverpool for not having to play the playoff relegation fight. We live to fight another season. And obviously Man United. Yeah, sorry about it. So, we move on to the player of the week. I think we're on Lamont's off the chopping board now, so it moves over to you, Bevan. So, who is your player of the week?
I think my player of the week is going to Bunny Shaw for just her goals. Really, she's to get 21 goals in the amount of games she's played. I think it's a great return. So
yeah,
I think getting a 2, I'm gonna give it to her for my player of the week.
Yeah, I can't go anywhere different. I had a Leslie Russo for her 2 goals, and I had Sam Kerr. But listen, 21 goals for the season, 3rd straight Golden Boot, and 100 WSL goal contributions in those 93 games. Man, that's
I don't see anybody getting near that. To be honest, you.
Yeah. So yours?
Same for me, man.
Same. Okay. Yeah. So moment of the week. What was your moment of the week?
It pains me to say this, and I'm gonna have to give it to Koga. I'm not even gonna say. I'm just gonna say give it to Koga, and no one could call me a hater. But I think that's moment of the week, innit? You score a goal like that when in the last couple of minutes of a game to win it for your team as a centre back, even if it is poor from what Monster said. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I still got to give it to her.
Yeah.
So for me,
finish it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got to finish it, exactly. For me, I was gonna be Koga, but I always had a backup, so I'm giving it to Coombs. Obviously, to score in your last game before you retire for your team. Yeah, man. It's not a winning goal. It's 4-1, but to score on your retirement day, for me,
it's the sentiment, isn't it? It's the sentiment.
Yeah, that's a moment. You're never gonna forget that. That's it.
Yeah. I think mine is going to be somewhat the same vein as yours, but not so much a retirement. And unfortunately, it's Sam Kerr. Yes. I got to give it to her because that finish was...
Yeah, it was.
It was one of them ones where when she finished it, I was like, woo! And that's my club. I was like, yee! I was like, okay. And obviously, yeah, of course she did.
Bro.
Yeah, bro, I was looking away and I saw the full corner of my eye. I was like, it's just there. What a strike. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I hear that.
You know, and I think, just for her standing in Chelsea and what that means, as she's probably going to be, not probably, but definitely going to be leaving in the summer, all of those things kind of racking up her tally of goals. So.
Okay. So, well done to those players. We move on to our player of the season. So, we'll stick with the same order. So, Bevan, who's your player of the season?
Yeah. I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but I think for me,
everyone goes for the same one, right?
Sure, man.
Yeah, Bunny Shaw, bro. You can't even.
Her goals have won her team the league. I don't.
Yeah. End of.
Okay. So that's straightforward. So I guess the harder one, not a harder one, we have mixed, would be our young player of the seasons. Mm-hmm. So, young player of the season for you?
For me, just because it upsets you and because I'm in my villain arc.
I'm going to mute you, bro. I'm going to mute you.
I'm giving it to Olivia Smith. For £1 million, we got a cheat. And when you think about it, she's come from Liverpool. She's made a step up, and she showed that she can still score goals, and she can have an impact at the top end of the table. Because there are times where she has won us games. So I think she's been one of the most exciting players in the league. She's my young player of the season.
I had 2 choices. First, actually, you know what? How many do you have, Lamont? Okay, just in case I say one of yours for my 2, let me know your one.
Alyssa Thompson.
Yeah, I was
She
gonna.
was was you gonna say her as well?
Yeah, but God.
Yeah, to be honest, she's been a breakout for Chelsea this season because obviously they had a massive wobble in what they would argue is probably, not what they're looking for, being, one of the best clubs in England. And yeah, she's like top goal scorer for them, joint with Kerr this season.
Yeah.
So, I think it's only because she's had more goal contributions why she's probably sitting on top when you look at the listing. But, yeah, you can't argue that. 21, yeah, she's kind of stood out against the rest of the young players for me.
Yeah, so for me, I went for Freya Godfrey, 21 as well, playing not with as good players as the others, but 6 goals, 4 assists this season.
Yeah.
So
bangers as well.
Yeah, she scored some really good goals. So like you said about Goodwin, who also plays in the same team, what would Godfrey be like if she was playing for an Arsenal or a Chelsea?
Can you imagine?
Or Man City?
We sold her.
Sold her. He did, yeah, exactly. So, boy, well, you might, who knows? With players leaving, you might try and get her back. You might try. But yeah, she was my young player of the season. So, and last, but not least, manager of the season. We're probably all going to go for the same. But we'll ask you first anyway.
I think we all know that we're going Man City.
For Andre, yeah?
Andre,
yeah.
Andre Yeglats.
Yeah, man. Debut season. Best attack with 58 goals and a very, very strong defence.
Yeah. Their defence is mean, bruv.
Yeah.
Some players, their defence is mean.
And, bruv, they've been leading since November. The end of November, almost.
Mm-hmm. Had a bit of a wobble. Yeah. 10 years without a league, and then he's won it for them. You kind of got to give it to them. They're in a cup final as well.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that he's manager of the season.
Yeah, and I think it's an emphatic way to kind of end the Chelsea dynasty as well, because, you've just made sure people know that we deserve this.
Especially when they beat them in the semi-final as well. The way they beat them in the semi-final. They were losing in the semi-final. And Buddy Shaw stood up. I was like, I'm going to be player of the year and I'm going to make you manager of the year.
Yeah.
So, So, that's final.
Could United manage get it?
Who's Skinner?
Yeah.
Hey, this guy will be driving up. Hey, this guy, what are you doing? Okay. Well, it's been a great season for WSL. Lots of improvement from players, lots of new young players that are putting their heads through and showing us their talent. But I'm sure there'll be even more next season. And I really can't wait for next season. But obviously, it's still a while away. So, for those of you who have been watching our WSL coverage, we appreciate you. Thank you. We will try to do a few more bits and pieces for the women's football through the break. So, watch this space. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and don't forget to hit the notification button. Congratulations, Man City, WSL champions 25-26. Peace out.